have to overcome it.
Traffic road. That's right, traffic party.
All right, my colleague on the Fairfax County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor John Cook, representing the Braddock District.
Thanks, Pat. It is great to be out here. It's great to be down here where it's 110 degrees because you guys have been working so hard all day. All right, I'm supposed to read the creed and I'm supposed to hurry up about it. And so here we go. This is, if you don't know what the Republican creed is, it's what we all believe. It's not this garbage that the media says we believe, but this is what we really believe. We believe that the free enterprise system is the most productive supplier of human needs and economic justice. Don't we believe that? Yes, we do. We believe that all individuals are entitled to equal rights, justice, and opportunities, and should assume responsibilities of citizens in a free society. We believe that, don't we? Absolutely. Get this one, that fiscal responsibility and budgetary restraints must be exercised at all levels of government. Absolutely believe that one. That the federal government must preserve individual liberty by observing constitutional limitations. Right? We believe in the Constitution. That peace is best preserved through a strong national defense. And that faith in God, as recognized by our founding fathers, is essential to the moral fiber of the nation. That is who we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is who we are, and that is what America is all about, and that's why we're here today. We're here because we have a ticket that believes exactly what I just read, and what everyone in this room believes, and that is the creed of the Republican Party, and we intend to govern our state, nation, and county according to those principles. And so the next guy, are we ready? Here we go. All right. The next guy leads our party, John Whitbeck, Chairman of the Republican Party of Virginia. Welcome to Fairfax County.
All right. Oh, I'm so glad to be back in Northern Virginia. Oh my gosh, what a great day. Listen, I know I'm supposed to fight and rah-rah everybody up, but I want to read you something that I got. First of all, we were down in Southwest Virginia a few weeks ago, and we had a great rally with the Vice President, Mike Pence. And I met a young guy named Logan, and Logan is a disabled young man. He's in a wheelchair. He had major surgery, basically almost died. And his dream is to be elected to public office, if you can believe that. He sent me this text message just out of the blue today. And, hey, John, this is Logan Adkins. I met you at the Ed Gillespie rally in Abingdon. I was the one in the wheelchair. Just wanted you guys to know you were in my prayers for tomorrow. This campaign totally reminds me of my surgery back in May. I've had good days and bad days, but at the end of the day, I never even thought of giving up. I kept fighting no matter what the doctor's diagnosis was. That night in Abingdon truly inspired me, and I can and will help people. Just because that I am disabled doesn't mean that I don't have the ability to enable. No matter the outcome tomorrow, you guys are winners. Even though we won't be with you in person, we will be celebrating your victory. Please send my best regards to Mr. Gillespie and the rest of the ticket. Never give up.
Awesome.
Logan's he's 13 years old, and he believes in Ed Gillespie and Joe Vogel and John Adams. And I can't believe that we have such wonderful supporters out there that say things like that to us, and it just really brings home how important this election is. Now, I get the honor, having said that, I get the honor of introducing somebody who is very dear to me personally. She's my leader. She's my chairwoman. You have no idea what the RNC, their investment and their effort in this race has been. I mean, there's been a lot of talk over the years, you know, with the outside groups, the RNC do more. Let me tell you something. They are all in because of the leadership of my chairwoman, Ronna McDaniel.
The heat. What do you think? Whoa! Hello, Virginia! Are you ready to win tomorrow? Yeah! Okay, we have got to do better than that. We have a big race tomorrow. Are you ready to win tomorrow? Yeah! I am so excited to be here. We were out knocking doors today. We had the whole RNC out. The RNC in total with our staff has knocked over 3 million doors in Virginia. And all of you, I know, have been working so hard. This is such a huge race for the Commonwealth of Virginia, and I just cannot thank you enough. These are the final hours. This is the time where your hard work comes to fruition. I ran the Michigan Republican Party last year. We won the presidency by 10,000 votes. So I can just tell you, every door knock matters. Every person you call, when you leave tonight, please go call your family and your friends. Go through your personal Rolodexes. Talk about the importance of jobs and the economy and a vision for the Commonwealth of Virginia and a leader who's going to stand up for the people of Virginia. That's what you need to talk about. Share your personal stories about how important this election is for the future of your great Commonwealth. And that's what we need each and every one of you to do, and I will tell you it makes a difference. So thank you all for what you're doing. We've got one more day to go. We're going to go elect Ed Gillespie, Jill Vogel, and John Adams. Are you with me? Yeah! Introducing your Attorney General candidate, and I was just talking to him upstairs and told him that my 14-year-old daughter is named Abigail after Abigail Adams. So please, in honor of my daughter, please go vote and work as hard as you can for your next Attorney General, John Adams.
All right. Can you guys feel it?
Yeah!
Feel it?
Yeah!
All right, let me tell you something. About 2.5 weeks ago out on the trail, I started to feel it. And it was just this surge. And everywhere I went, there was this higher level of energy, and people were excited and fired up. And so I called back to my campaign headquarters, and I said, guys, I talked to my main guy. I said, there's something going on out there. There's this incredible energy, and it just feels like something is shifting. And he said, would you please get back to work? He's like, come on, you got stuff to do. Just keep working. And he called me. You know, we talk every day, but about 2 days later, he called me and he said, hey, you remember when you called and you said there was something going on? I said, yeah. He goes, you were right. He said, and now it's showing up in the data. And it's showing up big. And he said, you guys are shifting quickly. You're moving fast. And I want to tell you something. I'm paying attention to the Democrats. I'm paying attention to what they're doing, and they see it too. And he said, so I want you to do me a favor. He said, my wife's Lisa. He said, you get Lisa. I want you to tell her it's about to get nasty. Because they see it coming. It's about to get nasty. I said, have you been watching your TV for the last 6 weeks? It's been nasty. He said, no, I mean really nasty. And that's exactly what happened. Starting about 2.5 weeks ago, we started to see vile advertisements. I'm not talking about hard-hitting. I'm talking about vile. And the reason they did that is very simple. They are now losing, and they don't have anything to offer. They've got nothing positive to say. Take my race. My opponent has been the Attorney General of Virginia for 4 years. 4 years. And he can't run a single ad telling you what he has accomplished for the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia. We've got increasing violent crime rates. We have a gang problem that's increasing. And we have a heroin opioid epidemic that is spiraling out of control. And he certainly can't run an ad about all the laws he's defended in your behalf. Because we all know about that, right? Because if he does not agree with the law, he does not defend it. So I'll tell you one other story from the trail. I was working the hot dog line at the Virginia State Fair. Now the hot dog line is an interesting place to be. Because you come to an event like this and you got a lot of people who agree with you, and you know, the hot dog line, you don't know what you're going to get. And I'm out and I'm shaking hands with everybody and talking to them, and I get near the end of the line and I go to shake a young woman's hand, and she goes, I said, hi, I'm John Adams. And before I could say I'm running for Attorney General, she said, I know exactly who you are. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like the sound of that. And she said, I want you to know that I am a liberal, activist, female attorney. And I work in the Attorney General's office. And I thought, now this is going to be a tough one. She said, I don't particularly care for you, and I don't really care for the things your party stands for. And that's why it is going to pain me so much when I vote for you on November 7th. And the reason she said that is she is a lawyer who understands the law matters, and that people have sacrificed their lives so that we can govern ourselves the way we see fit. And the people of Virginia, when they pass a law, when we the people pass a law, we deserve to have an Attorney General who doesn't subject insert his own political views, but who will defend the laws the people of Virginia pass. And when I am your Attorney General, that is exactly what I will do for you. All right. Now, I'm going to say a couple things about my ticket mates before I bring up one of them. It's late on the campaign trail, so we're getting a little punchy out there, having some fun. And I've been picking on Ed a little bit, okay? I love my ticket mates, but I've been picking on Ed a little bit. I don't know if y'all heard this or not, but did you know Ed has 21 detailed plans on his website? Have you heard that? He's like that kid in class who always turns their homework in early and gets the extra credit. They're so frustrated. That's Ed Gillespie, right? When President Bush was in town, he was up on the stage and he delivered a great line. He looked over at Ed. He looked over to the side. He goes, "Eddie, you know not everybody's going to go read those things, right?" And you just see, all of us were laughing, and Ed was like, "Really?" And so I make fun of him for it. You know what? It matters. It actually matters. And that first story I told you about the polls tightening 3 weeks ago, do you want to know why? They're tightening because we have a vision and a plan, and we're not afraid to put it out in writing for the people of Virginia to look at. And that is what the citizens of Virginia expect. And Ed Gillespie is going to be a wonderful governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia. Now, my other ticket mate has we didn't know each other until this campaign started, and we've just become great friends, and I've spent a lot of time with her. And what an amazing thing to have an incredibly talented lawyer, a highly successful senator. What a novel concept. Electing someone to be the president of the Senate who has experience in the Senate. Hey, that's a good idea. And on top of all of that, I've been with her, and she is just a great mom to her kids. So think about this. When we sweep tomorrow, not only are we going to make Virginia so proud, make you all so proud, we're also going to make history when we elect the first woman lieutenant governor in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Jill Vogel.
This is the last round, the last night. This is so bittersweet, and all I can say to you guys is, are you ready to win tomorrow? Are you ready to send a message to all Virginians that the winning ticket is the Republican ticket, the candidates that have integrity and a conscience and have run a campaign of ideas on issues? And look at the contrast. And if there was ever a question about the conscience and the integrity and the values and what kind of campaigns really run in Virginia, look at the difference between our campaigns and the campaigns you've just seen over the last week and a half. The vile and offensive and divisive imagery that Virginians were subjected to with a pickup truck with the Gillespie bumper sticker on it, chasing down children. The kind of thing that's hard to even imagine, but to imagine in politics, truly beneath the dignity of the office. And that my opponent, and Ed's opponent, and John's opponent would refuse to condemn those ads. What a message that has sent. And what a contrast that Ed Gillespie, yes, 21 policy positions. And he's got so many policy positions, he's got to open another website. And yes, these are campaigns that are uplifting people, that are talking about a positive vision for Virginia, talking about transportation and energy infrastructure and education and workforce training and jobs, and a vision that will truly transform the Commonwealth of Virginia and lift people up. And in my case, my opponent, on the issue of health care, which is the biggest issue in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where I'm talking about making health care more affordable and more accessible and more competition. My opponent, taking well beyond where the Democrats on his ticket have gone, is not talking about just Obamacare and Medicaid expansion. He's talking about the government of Virginia taking over all of health care. 5 million people would lose their private health insurance. Yes, you can boo. Are you ready to reject that? Yes. Are you ready to reject that kind of extreme ideology? Yes. Are you ready to say no to the Bernie Sanders agenda for the Commonwealth of Virginia that's socialism? Yes. Are you ready to reject my lieutenant governor opponent whose positions are so extreme that they've been rejected by his own ticket mates? Yes. His own ticket mates don't agree with his health policy that would cost Virginia $10 billion. Are you ready to reject that? Yes. And are you ready to reject his energy proposal that says no more expansion of energy infrastructure, no more jobs, no more investment in energy infrastructure? Are you ready to reject that? Yes. And guess what? So's his party. So are his ticket mates. In fact, Democrats said, we won't go door to door for you. We won't support you. And they said, we will not campaign for you unless you take him off his literature. And they said, okay, we'll reject him. We'll take him off the literature. And they did. So not only are you ready to reject it, so were they. How about that? And we were joking the other day because Devin, who was driving us around in our campaign, was looking at his phone and he said, you know what? Ed Gillespie just said he wouldn't take you off his literature for $10 million. So I gotta say, it's the night before the campaign, before Election Day, and I'm still on the ticket literature. So all I'm going to tell you is we are running the most positive campaign, the most united candidates, and I am incredibly, incredibly proud of the campaign that we've run. And I am incredibly proud of John Adams and what he stands for and what he will do in the Attorney General's office, and I am incredibly proud of Ed Gillespie and the campaign that he has run and the example that he has set for what a gubernatorial campaign can be based on issues. And I will tell you, I know Ed Gillespie not just as a gubernatorial candidate, not just as somebody that I have campaigned alongside for all of these months, but I also know him as somebody who I've worked for privately as a lawyer, worked for him. We've had attorney-client privilege, so I really know the man. And I know what it's like when nobody's looking, the decisions that he makes, the integrity that he has, and the character of this man. And I can promise you, that there is nobody who has ever run for statewide office who is more prepared or who has done more research or who has more rigor. In fact, there are men and women in this room who have collaborated with him to put these proposals together. And on day one, there will not be anybody who is better prepared. And so I know that you didn't come here to see me. I'm going to give you the person who will be the next governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Ed Gillespie.
To see so many friends packed in this room like sardines. How great is that? And I love you all so much. I'm going to be very brief because it's like a sauna in here, but I truly appreciate everyone being out here tonight. Jill, thanks for that great introduction. More importantly, thank you for being a fantastic running mate. Jill is going to be an incredible lieutenant governor for the people of the Commonwealth of Virginia. John Adams. John's going to be a great attorney general. You know why? Because he will actually enforce the laws of the Commonwealth, not make them up as he goes along. That's a good trait in an attorney general. And I see that my longtime friend Barbara Comstock is here. And let me just say this. Tomorrow we win and we sweep and we re-elect Tim Hugo and the three of us win. And Wednesday we start re-electing Barbara Comstock. Does an incredible job. So look, I am gonna be brief. We've had a long day, and I know you've all had a long day, which I very much appreciate, and thank you for what you are doing. I appreciate, by the way, let me thank John Whitbeck, our party chair, Matt Ames, our party chair, and Ron Romney McDaniel, our party chair. The RNC has been incredibly helpful in this effort. And this effort is critically important. And I'm going to be, like I said, quick, but let me hit a couple points here. So tomorrow's election truly is not just about the next 4 years. It is about the next 30 years. I believe that. This next governorship and the decisions our next governor makes are going to set our course and our economy for generations to come. And we've got to set it on the right course, because where we are right now is stuck. And our economic growth rate is 0.6%, and we are 39th out of 50 states. Virginia, 44th out of 50 states in wage growth. Virginia. And that is just infuriating to me, as I know it is to all of you, because when it comes to economic growth and job creation and wage growth, Virginia should be first in the country, and we are going to be when we win this election tomorrow. We're going to get all together. That's where we belong. That is where we belong. And I have the plans to get us to #1 in the country.
How many?
I have 21. I have 21 specific detailed policy proposals. You may have heard that. And let me tell you something. People appreciate that fact. They know that I'm running because I want to do something, not because I want to be something. And the fact is, Kathy and I are very blessed. I've gotten to be a lot of things in my life. But I'm running to be our next governor because I want to do a lot of things for my fellow Virginians. And all of those things will make life better for all Virginians. And I will be a governor for all Virginians. And I know that our policies, based on our constitutional principles of limited effective government, will help all Virginians prosper and be safer and have better schools, and all these plans will do that. And so I just want to close with a couple of final thoughts with you here before we go forth and multiply, which we need to do from here still. We've got to crank them up tomorrow and be out there at the polling places, and we will all be at the polling places, all of us running until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I promise you that I'll be at a polling place getting every last vote we can, because that's how critically important this election is. But look, you know, I've got these plans, and I want to share this with you. The reason I do is this. If our next governor does not respond to the challenges we face as a Commonwealth with the right policies and a sense of urgency with which to get those policies implemented, we will fail our fellow Virginians. And I have those policies, and I have that sense of urgency, and I will not fail us. I will get the job done as our governor, and that is critically important. And so I'll make two promises to you in closing here right now. #1 is this. When we win tomorrow, Kathy Gillespie is going to be a phenomenal First Lady for the people of Virginia. That is an ironclad money-back guarantee. And the second is this. When we win tomorrow, and I'm entrusted with the governorship of the Commonwealth we love, I will be an honest, ethical, hardworking, principled, faithful, servant leader, worthy of Virginia. And I will be both a servant to my fellow Virginians, but I will be a leader for my fellow Virginians. I know what we need to do to create jobs and raise take-home pay and help people lift themselves out of poverty. I know what we need to do to make our communities safer, to battle this awful opioid and heroin epidemic, to make sure every child in Virginia has access to a good, safe, quality public education. And I know what we need to do to make sure that we have the best roads and a transportation system that allows for us to just get home in time to have dinner with our families. I have put forward all these policies, and I will be a good governor for us. I promise you this. I will be a governor who makes us all proud. Thank you for helping me get there. Thank you for helping Jill and John and Tim. God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of Virginia.